And we're live. Who all is here on our last live stream before the 4th annual AHRA No Name Nationals? Lars was here earlier, as was Danny Boyd. Mama M to the third power, an unfinished project. SSR Performance James says, man, we're getting close. You're not kidding. It's 5 days, 3 hours, 58 minutes. Not fooling around. I did put a mention in here that Indecisive Garage still needs 113 subscribers. And time is getting close. We know we can do it, but he needs the community's help. So if you have not yet checked out his channel, shared out his channel, please do. Tim is a great guy. He's not giving up. He's going to get it. So let's get him as close as we can getting into Sikeston, and he's going to make it. But he still needs 113. And when he gets them, we're going to have a 100% graduation rate from the No Name 500. How about that? Mrs. One-Eyed Cat is here. As his unfinished project said, he put a little lithium grease on his water neck before he put the hose back on. Can't be too careful. Yeah, I would agree with that. Duct Tape Garage, hi. Hot Rod Guy Garage, Russell. I'm sure all of you are thrashing right now, debating whether or not you can take time out to watch a live. And most of you probably have a live rolling in the shop because we're going to talk about important things tonight as needed. Mrs. One-Eyed Cat says Dawn and Ron are out there with their stepdad working away and running out of daylight. Well, that's kind of the way it goes. I'm in the same boat with you guys. It was a busy, thrashing day for me. Dust Devil Garage, glad you're here, sir. Mohawk 62, 113 Cycles Ryan, hello. My Aunt Nancy says hello, everyone, on this Friday evening. Been a rough week, so have some fun and laugh and enjoy the next 2 hours. Well, you know what? That's what we want to do, but we do have business to take care of. We want to make sure to answer your questions regarding event preparations and such. So that is what we're doing tonight. We'd always do this the last live before the No Name Nationals. Let's see. We've got 6th Street Garages here, Buffdale Campo, Heavens Mopars, Kerosene Cucumbers, Bigfoot Mark, hello, Indecisive Garage Tim, T's Good Times Garage. I know it was sounding really bleak on getting a second car to Sikeston this year. That would be quite an undertaking, quite a haul for you, but we're glad to see you no matter what. Turbo Tom doesn't know what truck he's going to drive to No Name Nationals. I haven't made a complete decision yet either. I'm going to check out a water leak on the van tomorrow. Put a new radiator in it now. I see something else dripping. So hopefully it's just a heater hose or something. I'm going to check it out. Not a big deal. Scrap Iron Racing, registered and ready to go. Twisted Mopar Dennis. Mr. Quick Wrench says 370. Mr. Quick Wrench, are you trying to get your 500 subs for the No Name Nationals? You are not yet registered. You can do it. I mean, you and Tim are both pretty close. Are you trying to make your 500 for Sikeston? Brazil Racing is listening from across the shop. Cool, man. Glad you're here tonight. Mean Street Mopar. Unfinished project puts up the link for Indecisive Garage is at 388 subs. He is close. Mr. Quickridge says not too far to go. No, you're getting close. But if you're trying to make it, I mean, it's helpful. I mean, I'm not just being self-serving about it. If you register, that's how more people will find you. But that said, nothing says you can't do it without registering. But if you register before you're 500, you get to be part of the No Name 500. But I don't know necessarily what your goals are. When we'd love to have you. If you want to come out, come on out. But, you know, it takes 500 to get on the track. Blake's Muscle Car says checking in. Hello, sir. Very nice looking red Barracuda there. Should look familiar to a lot of you. Cope Racing Transmissions. He put up a video on his Power Wagon, which looks like it is awfully close to ready. Give us an update on the truck, Mr. Cope. Lone Wrench Garage, our latest No Name 500 alumni, or alumnus, I should say, who has made it to the No Name 500 alumni. Travis's Mopar Garage. He says, hello back, everyone. I'll see everyone in like 6 days. Cool. Is your truck ready to rock and roll? Who we got ready for the Triple Crown? That's a good question for the chat. Who else in this chat's running Triple Crown? I got the artwork done and plate done for the trophy for Triple Crown. Pure Pontiac Garage, welcome. Levi says, evening, gents. Just got done diagnosing the AC leak in the old tow rig. Good news, found the leak. Bad news, it's under the dash. I think that's a long way to say I will not have air conditioning for my trip to Sikeston. Lone Wrench says, just made it back from North Carolina at noon today. It's extreme crunch time for me. I hear that. I had to be out of town for 2 days, yesterday and Wednesday. Had to do some mowing and some stuff. And it's like, man, these are like the worst time to not have 2 days, but worked out. Crystal Onyx, thank you for text message. Yes, I messaged Mohawk about the sidewalk chalk. So one of the many things on the list, so we had to make sure we had approval on the sidewalk chalk. So I had a little meeting with Possum, had several agenda items, and the sidewalk chalk, he said, why, sure. So they are good. Good to go. Cultured Redneck Kyle, hello, sir. SSR hates removing dashes, usually a nightmare. Yeah, I avoid that by not removing dashes. Mr. Quick Wrench, if not, I'm going as a spectator. I'll be there, though. I'm telling you, though, man, you work at it. You got time. You can do this. You can do 130 subs in 5 days and change. You can do it, man. I'm serious. And one place you can get a lot of subs, check this out. When you're there at the event, especially on Thursday, cruise day at Lambert's, the public comes out. They're looking at the cars. The staff at the restaurant come out and look. I mean, there's always a bunch of people in uniform out there looking at the cars. There's a huge crowd of people that would love to help you get there. So I'm telling you, you get up over 400, you got a shot there at the event. So I wouldn't give up. I would get after it. Let's see here. Excuse me. Danny Boyd chased water leaks everywhere except the heater core in his 93 Corolla one winter before I finally got to stay sealed. Yeah. Well, the van had a radiator tank that was just blown apart. The radiator's great, but it's got a little leak somewhere back at the engine. I can just see it further back. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's a steady drip. It's enough of a drip that I want to know what it is before I try to make a trip with it. Not saying I wouldn't just take a trip with it like it is, but I want to know what it is and see if there's anything that can get worse. I like as few surprises as possible. Dr. Goes says, time to check back, getting so close. Oh, yes, it is. If you wait until next Friday, it will be going on. We'll be in this time next Friday. We're going to be in the burnout pit. Probably doing driver introductions this time a week from right now. Ryan Barr's Ness is here. Unfinished project says TMG Black Duster. Mexican Spec says hello on the last live before the race. Yes, it is. Before this year's anyway. Thumper fixed his tractor today to make it easier to get there next week. Are you driving your tractor from the Arctic North? Travis says truck's ready to go. Going to have it tuned and sorted out. Right on. Duct Tape Garage says I'd like to run Triple Crown. Probably don't have a chance. You have nothing to lose. I mean, we don't charge any additional entry fees on top of anything. If you're registered to the event, you can run anything we have. Buff Del Campo is here. Indirect Connection. Thumper 113. Who's running monkey bikes? Get in the chat. Let us know who's running. It's your chance to jump in and say. Bigfoots and Mopar says my 10 grill is running so good it can walk a 69 Roadrunner. Right on. Lone Wrench Garage says panhandle, Mr. Quick Wrench. Lone Wrench Garage knows a lot about this. He ground away and got every one of his. And he worked hard to make it through the No Name 500, and he can give you good advice on how to do it. He's earned what he's gotten. SSR says you can do 512 days. If you want to see how it's done, go back and look on this channel right here, Mr. Quick Wrench, SSR Performance Channel. You will see exactly what it looks like to do 512 days. You got to do your part, but it can absolutely happen. Levi's never had a truck with air conditioning. It's the most complete. It's going to get it. Wife says she wants it for track days. Wife gets it. Y'all get married yet? I didn't know if that was done yet or engaged. I wasn't sure what the status of that was. Dizzy said wife came home from the hospital today and he's nursemaid, won't be able to be there. Sometimes life gets in the way. We understand, Dizzy. You got to know what's important. Family first. We certainly understand. As always, if you can make it, we leave the light on for you. So, you just never know what'll happen, and, play it by ear, but know you're welcome. But obviously, take care of her. That's the most important thing. Mr. Quicker says, I'll definitely do my best. Yeah, man. Well, keep in mind. Blue Brick Garage says, crunch time. Still trying to get Anna's car to run smooth without shooting flames out the tailpipe. Not good. You can do it. Rusty 4 holes. I was listening to you guys last night on the drive shaft loop. It's a minimum of 6 inches from the U-joint, or by maximum. It needs to be no more than 6 inches from the front U-joint. 13 from the front U-joint. I believe that's too far away. It needs to be within 6 inches. That said, are you running slicks or drag tires or drag radials? And do you know what ET you run? Yeah, indeed. We do wish you a good recovery, Dizzy. We appreciate it. Danny Boyd says the Angry Vagrant's one of his favorite cars at No Name Nationals. Indeed. Dan, the IT guy. Hello, sir. Let's get caught up here. First responders picking up his engine. Buff Del Campo's subscribed. Mr. Quick Wrench said, should I pay for the spectators and can I upgrade if I get to 500? You can do that. Dan, the IT guy, will be there. Blake's muscle car. How much for registration? I believe it is $90 off the top of my head. Believe it or not, I've been so busy, I don't even sure. I believe it's $90 for registration. That's one car, one person for the weekend. Spectators are $35 online, $40 at the gate for the weekend because it's $20 a day at the gate. The discounted spectator tickets will drop off come Sunday because I have to have a spreadsheet for the gate. But with that, let me try to catch up a little bit here. Wow, a lot of comments tonight. Glad all of y'all are here. Indecisives at 390. Scrap Iron Racing's bringing 3 different monkey bikes. Those guys are serious. They're bringing the heat. Justin Hill is here. Hello, sir. Travis says there have been people that have made their 500 at No Name National. Several have, actually. Drag Radial 780s. Yes, you need to get a drive shaft loop kosher then, sir. Blake says he is. All right, let's get caught up now. And we got a guest. Got to knock at the door. Mr. Just Mopar. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. I hope my camera stays up. I'm on I don't have Wi-Fi right now. I'm out at a racetrack. So
looks like you're in the purple car itself.
Yes, sir. I'm at a local Mopar event right down the road from me. You could say it's sort of a party, but it's not like a No Name Nationals party. So,
well, for better or worse, that's got to be true.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're here. So I might have some guests drop in from time to time. Oh, yeah. You got quite a fan club here.
And I can't see any comments because my phone's there and
I'm splashing up on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Blake says, hopefully it's not Broke Car Joe.
I text great today. Everything's wonderful. So tomorrow I'll be making some passes. So.
Right on. Sounds great.
Yes,
so
sir.
what do you want to tell us about? We got some different things we're doing at No Name Nationals this year. One of them Joe's got going on. Why don't you tell folks?
Okay, so we're going to have it's a sort of a how do you call it? I guess it's the tooth be told Mopar Joe bounty of the year. So Drew, my brother, and Leslie, sister-in-law, they were willing, through their dental practice, they wanted to put up $1,500, and it went around in circles about what is this going to be and whatever. And it, of course, I'm a bracket racer. I enjoy that part of the show and the event. So it was basically decided whoever wins the bracket race, they can race me one time at the end of that bracket race or the next day or whenever, obviously bracket racing, and win that 1,500. So I'm hoping I win the bracket race and then I don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, it's now $1,500 in cash to whoever that is. So that, I mean, no pressure, right? That's
Joe's own family has put a bounty on him.
But it's in the spirit of all the good fun, and support the event. And maybe it'll get some new people out to bracket race, because literally anything could happen at a bracket race,
Right on. That sounds great. So
yes,
we're gonna be plugging that throughout the day. Friday is our bracket showdown. Joe won the inaugural in 2022. We have yet to have anybody double up officially. We've had some people split the pot, including Joe. We've had a lot of worthy people make it to the finals, but Joe won the inaugural, and we have yet to have a two-time winner. So if Joe or T or Little Possum we can have somebody double up this year, or we may have a fourth winner. We never know, but I want to be there to shake their hand when they come down the return road. Absolutely.
But, maybe I see it as maybe I get a little redemption if I go out in the first round. When Don English beats me in the first round, I'll feel really proud for him, but bad for me. And I may get to, race him later in the day or whoever. And I'll try to have my stuff more together by then. But my car's back together. It's doing great. I'm ready to make passes here tomorrow. So I'm doing my testing for No Name Nationals at Moparty. So let's get it done.
Love it. And at least if Dom beats you, he's got parts from both of us in his combination there. So
that's right. He's been working on it diligently. So he's going to be ready to go. And there was other people that asked. Junkyard D sent me a video for the roll call, and like you and I kind of discussed, John, I'll just wait. I'll do it at the track. I want to come around and see the Mopar people who want to actually show up with their Mopar car. I'd like to include them in the video and kind of get an interview, get some footage of those cars running and stuff to show off the Mopars.
So Joe's doing the roll call, which he does every year. He's doing a little different style this year. So he'd like to come by and see you. Travis's Mopar Garage, his old Reb may need the bracket race this year. So
that's right. It's free to enter, isn't it?
And Buck is asking for a link to Mr. Quick Wrench. Hello, Buck. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So if one of you would put up the link for Mr. Quick Wrench, that'd be great. Bigfoot's and Mopar says, well, I'm the fastest guy from Minnesota. Challenge accepted. With his money bag there.
That's right. I think Ryan Barr's Nest may beat him this year. So,
we'll see what happens.
We'll find out. Well, let me jump, John. I got to get my car loaded up. It's getting dark here. I've actually got my light on in the car, if you can't.
We've actually watched it get dark behind you in the last couple of minutes. So thank you for joining us. I wanted you to get on here and just remind folks about what's going on with this. And that's a pretty good sized bounty, we got going on here. So let's see who wants a piece and can earn a piece to race our inaugural champion, Just Mopar Joe.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Okay. Y'all have a good night.
Safe travels.
All right. I'll do it.
I'll let Joe get his hardware disconnected in peace there. Tell you what, I'm glad to have him on. You never know. We could have some other guests drop in today. You just never know. But it's kind of rare to have a Just Mopar Joe sighting, kind of fleeting in and out like that. If we allowed monkey bikes and cars to race, you could do that. So if you have any questions about camping or anything, now's the time to do it. And we'll do this a couple of times during the live tonight, because we kind of have shifts, different people coming in and out. So looking at a basic overview of what the days look like at the No Name Nationals, this is what it looks like. I have the gate open by 7 a.m. on Wednesday for setup, but that's a setup day. It's not a day of the event. That's a day when we run around getting all kinds of stuff done for the event. It's not a day to come spectate or hang out, really. However, that said, because you guys come from absolutely everywhere, we do let you get in there and get your camp set up. So it can be a setup day for you too, right? But realize that's what we got to do that day. So you can come in, you can set up your camp if you want to, and that kind of thing. But as for the event on Thursday, I have the gates open by 7 each day of the event. Thursday at 8 a.m., tech is going to open. And so it opens in front of the track garage. Okay? We're going to close tech at 5 p.m. because at 5:30, we're going to cruise together to Lambert's. We're going to have a pace car. We're going to close the gate. We're going to have some videographers down the road to film, okay? Don't worry. We'll have video of the cruise, because if everybody jumps ahead to film, nobody's in the cruise. And we had some people getting rather exuberant on the road going out there, you know, between Lambert's and the track. And we're not going to have that this year. This year, we're going to close the gate. We're going to get everybody in a queue with Turbo Tom, our pace car, beginning at 5 when tech closes until 5:30. Then at 5:30, we're going to cruise out there. If tech line is too backed up and you can't get tech before 5 o'clock, don't panic. Tech will reopen in the morning. You'll be able to get tech on Friday morning. You won't miss out. The track has to get prepped and ready and everything. And we do the group photo in the morning anyway. But we cruise to Lambert's 5:30. We're going to have our... So 5:30, we're going to have our car show. We have the lot over there at Lambert's. Have a great time, great meal together, etc. Friday, again, gates open early. We're going to do group photo and driver introductions at 9 a.m. Okay. Once we do that, and the numbers are going to start at, I believe 61 through 80 is where we're going to start the numbers to come to the line. So if your car number is between 61 and 80, you're going to be in the first block brought up for the group photo. There are some people that just like seriously want to shove that line. I'm like, man, come on. This is the fairest way we can do it, so that people rotate through and all try to get their chance to be near the front. Okay. So that's what we do. Mohawk's asking if we need another air horn. Actually, we will need an air horn for the burnout pit. Yes, that's a good question. But so we have about an hour budgeted for that. And then after that, we're going to open it up, get the track prepped, test and tune call outs exhibition. So we're going to have lanes that you can just run. And then we're going to have a couple lanes where we have classes and such line up. We're going to have the bracket race kickoff after lunch. We got 1:30 on the bracket race. No box. We do a non-electronics bracket race here, okay? And then we shut down at 6 o'clock. Now, don't forget, we're going to have the match race with the winner of the bracket and just Mopar Joe. But once we do that, we're going to shut down about an hour between. We're going to get everything shut down, track cold, and then we're going to get the burnout pit set up. And then an SSR, I'm going to have it posted. I'm going to have it posted hopefully by the end of the weekend. It'll be up this weekend, okay? Then we have our burnout, but it is very, very similar to years before. So the flow is the same, okay? With just minor changes, the flow is the same. Burnout's going to start about 7 p.m. Or thereabouts, depending if we need to do a little work. So like last year, we had to do some cleanup work. We had to get a track dry, etc. But that's about when we strive for, 7 Central. Then from there, once the burnout competition is over, then, you know, just go back, you know, you can crash, hang out, whatever. That's the end of Friday. Gates open again first thing in the morning on Saturday. Again, we start every day with test and tune, call out exhibitions, that kind of stuff. You can put them in there wherever you'd like. But that's where we're going to do all of our class eliminations. So that's going to be eliminations in monkey bike. It's going to be eliminations in Triple Crown. We're also going to have a beginner's bracket race, no electronics again. We'll have our finals, and then our awards are going to be about 5 o'clock, somewhere right in there. Okay. And about a half hour after awards, we're going to have a dinner. Now, this is new for this year. We've not done this before. We did some testing with night racing last year. We had a lot of people say, we want to race at night. We want to race at night. I'm like, okay, you can race at night. So Saturday night, we had track open for people who wanted to get out and make passes under the lights. And what we found is that from driving there and such on Wednesday and being worn out on Thursday and all day Friday and all day Saturday, there was a whole lot more enthusiasm for it earlier in the week than there was appetite for it later in the week. And so what we decided to do this year is we're going back to what we did before. We're going to cool, this track will go cold. And then all of the staff and everybody from the track, we're going to all have a community cookout. We're going to expand on Dallas Brown's idea from back in 2022. His idea was decentralized, where people are all cooking in different pits and so forth. We're going to centralize it this year. So the house is going to have tables everywhere. We're going to be smoking meat. And, we're going to, of course, provide, plates, napkins, forks, knives, spoons, whatever, meat, tables, chairs. We're going to have them all up front where people can all come up. We can all eat together. If you guys want to bring a dish, mark it so we know whose it is, of course, but bring it on up when you come up for awards. And the staff can put everything up there. And as soon as we get done with awards, we're going to have dinner together. And that's, of course, for the people who can stay on Saturday night. And so we're going to try this out this year. We'll see how it works. If there's enough people that like the idea that we all, break bread together on Saturday night, then we're going to make it the bigger part of the event next year, and maybe possibly do an awards banquet style, which is, will be the next step. So we'll just see how this year goes and see how people want to do it. Big Mike is here. Hello, sir. Glad you're here. Miss Katji. Howdy. So yes, there's a couple things I just want to make sure to get the time in order right. We're going to tech monkey bikes as a group. So we'll tech them together. It may be first thing in the morning on Friday, probably the best. That way they get in together. That way they can all tech together, but get ahead of anybody who needs to come back to tech from Thursday or people who get there later with cars. But that way Deke can do all the monkey bikes together, which is what he would prefer to do. Vintage Adventure Drive says, hey guys, I'm hoping to stay on tonight. I'm at work, so it might be iffy. I'll be heading to Sikeston Thursday morning after getting off work. Right on, man. I'm actually going to probably start making my way over there Friday or Monday at the end of the business day, because I got a few things that I'm not going to get delivery on until Monday, things done here locally. And when I do, in the van they go and loaded up and rolling. So at the latest, though, it will be 6 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. But either way, I'm rolling early. Cope says Saturday night dinner sounds cool. Yeah, I think so. And so if you want to bring sides and stuff, feel free. Bring sides. We'll kind of pin it down a little, but look, we're not doing anything too structured and formal like a catering menu. Possum and I talked about it. Just going to get some Boston butts and some chicken and smoke it and have tables and chairs and utensils and plates and napkins and such. And if you guys want to bring sides and things like that, and we'll have us a nice dinner. And if it goes well, we'll expand it for the next year. See, I'm always here until Sunday and sometimes Monday, depending on how teardown goes. So to me, I'm absolutely here anyway. I know a lot of people stay on Saturday. Some people have to travel and get back, understand. But for those who don't, come eat with us. Yeah, tech will be open early. In fact, you might be able to just work around the photo. Like if Deke is there for tech at 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll have a little time for stragglers. But I would say that, break away from tech to come to the group photo, because Deke will be there all day. You will be able to get teched. You won't miss out on anything if it's time to get in the group photo. So what I would say is make the priority on Friday morning getting in that photo. In fact, what we'll probably do is, what might be smart is we'll make sure to get the monkey bikers in early for tech. So that might be the way he handles it. But regardless, we're going to have tech available to you on Friday. There's sometimes people get to traveling and can't even make the event until Saturday. Things happen. We'll take them as soon as they get there and get them on that track. Culture Redneck Garage, I did not have enough just for stick, but we're going to have a beginner bracket for people who have never won a bracket race on Saturday. And that one was won by a stick car last year. So Walter from Blue Grit won that with a stick car last year. Dallas says, I'm late. I was napping and almost missed this. Dallas, would you like to jump in here live for a few minutes to plug the Triple Crown class? Joe came in and plugged a bounty that his family has put on him for the bracket, which I thought was pretty cool. A $1,500 bounty to beat just Mopar Joe in a bracket race for the winner of the bracket. So, yeah, and Thumper, you can get in the second bracket, the first time a bracket. You sure can. But Dallas, if you'd like to jump in, send me a text. Let me know. You can just plug Triple Crown for a few minutes. You got 5-10 minutes just to remind new folks in here. We got a pretty good crowd tonight, and you can let them know. Unfinished Project said, congratulations on the 2,000 subs. Indeed. He's a member of the No Name 500, I believe the class of the second annual, if I remember. Blue Grit says, do we need to bring our number from last year? Or are we getting new? If you have your number on your car and keep your number on your car and you're re-registered, you can have the same number. There's no need to take it off. But I think you were looking for a 2-digit number anyway to fit the quarter glass. So I'm going to see what's available and attempt to accommodate that. Right on. Scrap Iron Races bringing 2 stick shift cars. Well, I'll tell you, if we have enough stick cars that want to do this, we'll put a little bracket together for them. We can do that. We got time in the run order to do it. So let me know. Let me know how many stick cars show up. We're going to look at this at Tech. And if there's enough stick cars there that want to have their own bracket, we'll put a little money on it. We'll make it happen. Will ice be available at the track? I think so. I will find out. I know a lot of people just bring theirs in coolers, but I'll find out. I want to say that you can get ice at the bar there. It was the first annual for Big Mike. That's right. It was I remember that because you were in the same class as Barrows. Now I remember that. 21st graduate. That is correct. It's been a while now. That's right. Mike was in the first annual. Junkyard D, did I hear it right? You have to win the bracket, then beat JMJ on top. Well, yes, because it's JMJ's bounty. So if Joe wins the bracket, it's moot. Travis still has his number on his truck. I would say most people keep their No Name Nationals numbers on their vehicles. Hey, we got a lot of stick cars here. We'll make that happen. We will. We'll make that happen. We can do that. Colleen confirms the concession has ice. Yeah, I was pretty sure the bar did, but the concession does too. Yeah, so there you go. Mohawk still has a number on the scamp. So you'll tell you what, all of you guys running stick cars, looks like we've got several. We can definitely put together a bracket just for the stick cars. No problem. I just wasn't sure how many wanted to show up, but we like the first timer. It's a part of the event every year. The Friday bracket, of course, is dominated by automatics. But that said, I would love to have a stick car bracket. It's people are like stick. I kept hearing people say, well, stick cars have to be heads up. Stick cars have to be heads up. Stick cars, when you have heads up stick car racings, you get super stock style stuff. And that's a little out of what this community wants to do. So if you want a stick bracket, we can do that. Dallas says there used to be an ice cooler there on the south side of the tower behind the concession stands. Yeah, there's ice available at the track. Vintage Adventure Drives, I still need my number for my stick car. Can I get my number before getting the event? No. We issue numbers at the event. And once you get a number, as long as you keep it re-registered before Labor Day, you can keep your number. So you'll get your number at the event. If we did numbers before the event, what would happen is we would issue a bunch of numbers, and then a lot of people don't show up, and then numbers get lost before people get there. And I think that would be just a disaster in general overall. I know some of you are just right on point and would have no problem, but we issue numbers at the track, and then you, of course, can keep them when you re-register the next year, as long as you re-register before Labor Day. Big Mike said I would keep my number on my car, but I bring a new car every year. And you get the same number every year. 113, yes, I confirmed that with Possum. The 330 lights are working. And Monkey Bike Bracket, because per the drivers meeting last year, that's the way the Monkey Bikers wanted to run. So you know what? We'll accommodate that. I like that idea. Everybody was happier with that because there was a lot of gap in the class. It gave more people a chance. The scrap iron guys liked it. They brought the hammers and they liked it too. So you know what? We're doing it. Blue Grit hopes to bring Anna's automatic 67 Mustang. The 66 is the backup car. Right on. Mean Street says, I won't have a car this year. Do I get a number? I wouldn't worry about it. We'll wait till you get your car there. We'll do that. We'll wait till you get your car there. We do that because the numbers get really, we only have so many, and our number set this year is going up to 175. We add 25 numbers a year, even though a lot of them are re-registered. There are some people, if you've been to the event 3 and 4 times, and you have hardship one year, I'm far less likely to reassign your number than for a person who came once or came once a year or two ago and hasn't been back, which is fine. But that's we don't free up as many numbers as we reissue, so we're up to 175. Travel safely, Slant Daily. We appreciate you. Don 62 will be on his car forever. Yeah, a lot of people keep those numbers. And I got to tell you, that really makes me smile to see how much respect people have for this event, that they keep their numbers like that year. I never would have imagined that most people keep their numbers on their cars year round. Really, I love seeing that. Charger 383 Mopar, our inaugural burnout contest champion, in the house. And this helmet, if you notice, has his logo on it. I see it's retired to my wall, has his logo. He was wearing that in the burnout pit for his winning burnout. Well, the thing about putting multiple numbers, we don't want to have the same number on 2 different vehicles. That creates a lot of confusion. So we can definitely service your 62 if it needs to be replaced. We can do that, but we don't want to get multiple circulating. If you want to put a 62 on the other side of the car for some reason, you're welcome to, but the tower and the track have not moved there. I assure you, they're in the same place. Vintage Adventure Drive says, once I get my Scamp going strong, I'm hoping to get it swapped to a stick car. I'll be glad to have stick class. I would love to have stick class, and I was thinking stick bracket from the beginning, because, as you know, it can just get crazy out of control with class-built stick cars, with the kind of RPM they turn, the kind of equipment, and that kind of thing. So a stick bracket will be great. If we have a few stick cars there this year, like, we have them, we can run a stick bracket. I would love to see that. Let's see if we can have 8 stick cars that want to do it. If we do, we'll have a stick bracket. House put up a little bit of money, okay? Turbo Tom is number 116. His number is 416. Something Garage Alex. Hello, sir. Glad you could make it. I have a 31 on 2 of my cars, and we'll have a third car with one this year. Yes, sir. This is why we always have at least one in our set, our master set of numbers, which we inventoried this week. Right, it's a support vehicle. That could be fine, too. We're going to have an extra 62 in the batch, Dawn. I don't have a problem with that. It's just, if Wendy were to get on the track, it would cause some chaos. It could even mess you up if you went around. They'd be, whoa, wait a minute. I'm sure someone's done that somewhere. We don't want to. Something administrative here. Right, Dawn's not running the van. Right, but so it's one of those things we'd have to keep track of if we have multiples of the same number running around on the property. But I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a potential problem a couple of days a year, but that's it. I think I'll take my chances on 363 that it can't be a problem at all, and 2 that it could. I'm okay with those odds. For those of you who are newer to the community and have not seen our numbers, we have black background, white 5-inch numbers for the driver's side of your vehicle so that the staff in the tower can easily read your numbers when you come through. Charger 383 Mopar Williams doing a last weekend thrash on the Red Rocket, doing some repairs on his newly acquired doors so he can leave them installed for No Name Nationals. Cool. Dr. Ghost is leaving the number on my car, makes it way faster in the eyes of a stranger compared to how slow it is on the track. Always starts a conversation, and people don't believe me when I say it's slow. Travis says I have 19 because I was the 19th person to sign up the first year. Yeah, that's when you see these low numbers. These are perennial players, and as the years wear on, you're gonna say, "Wow, that guy's been around a while." Hey, we got another knock at the door, and it's Mr. Rodder Dallas Brown.
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on? So we had Joe come in to talk a little bit about a bounty, and I invited Dallas if he'd like to come talk a little bit about Triple Crown. For those of you not familiar, this is a class that Dallas Brown and Professor P came up with for the No Name Nationals. And I want you to tell people who might not be as familiar in this chat as normally on your Wednesdays.
Oh, all right. Well, Triple Crown was essentially something that Professor P and I put together that was based around 333 cubic inches and 3,000 pounds, which includes a lot of cars out there. We just started seeing that, with everyone building 408 strokers and the 327 Chevy steel crank that used to be like the coveted piece was like $50 on Marketplace, which gave us the idea that, hey, this is the most cost-effective way to go fast these days, is just use the old parts. And so we built a whole class around 333 cubic inches and 3,000 pounds. It's 9 pounds per cubic inch for the class. And it has 2 tire sizes you can use. Anything below 3,000 pounds has to have the 26 by 8 inch slick, and anything bigger or like that weighs more than 3,000 pounds can use a 28 by 10 and a half. It's the whole idea is a cost-effective heads-up sportsman class that virtually just about any kind of, if you think about it, basic small block mid-sized car can kind of fit into. And that was kind of the idea behind it. I mean, every good racing class started off with 2 cars, right? So the idea was to get this going, see how well it goes, and if it does okay, if we have a lot, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch because it's a heads up first to the finish line class. And there is weight breaks for certain drivetrain combinations. So like the stick shift car gets about a 100-pound weight break. If you're using a spread bore carburetor, it gets a 100-pound weight break. So you could easily get, your car down to like, say, 2,800 pounds. I think the minimum for the whole class was 2,700. So other than that, though, we're just going to see how it goes. If it goes well this year, if we have a lot of good competition and fun and it's enjoyable for everyone, we'll look at expanding it next year to try to include some of the small cubic inch V8s, like 273 and smaller, or even big cubic inch V8s, so like some big blocks. But that's kind of the idea at the moment.
You guys are going to get a kick out of the trophy for Triple Crown too. You can. I won't tell you what. You'll know when you get there, but when you see it, you'll say, "Yeah, that's like something John Wilbur would have come up with." You'll know when you see it.
Oh, did you come up with it?
I came up with something. You'll see. You'll see.
Well,
I haven't.
Professor P and I were kicking around the idea of what we thought would be cool, and do you remember those 1990s like gangster air fresheners that were on everybody's dash?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking, was something like that along those lines.
Well, I can send you a picture after this. I think you'll get a kick out.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I will. You don't have to send me a picture. I'll see it here in just a couple of days.
Yeah, you will. In fact, I got the bases and the plates and the top. I don't put anything together till close to the event. I just get all the parts ready. I don't want anything getting damaged ahead of time. So I don't even transport them with the plates. I actually put through my final assembly when I get there. That keeps anything from getting damaged. Okay. But I think you'll like it.
Well, me and Professor P are coming up with an award too. We talked about it on Wednesday night. I don't know if you saw that.
I have a feeling that Triple Crown could be something that's here to stay and could get some traction.
Well, I
So
hope
we'll
so.
see what happens. Is it with everything? We kind of test it out the first year and go from there. And Dallas, I don't know if you were in here when I mentioned it, but I said this year we want to expand on your original idea of the community cookout.
Oh,
So,
right.
so you remember, you said everybody bring stuff and you're cooking on grills. We're going to centralize that this year, and the house is smoking meat and having tables up front where everybody can all eat together.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, and so bring your dishes and sides and just bring them on up when you come up for awards, because right after awards we're going to eat.
Oh, that's when we're doing the community cookout after awards, huh?
Right after awards on Saturday. For anybody who's staying on Saturday and not going to go home right away, come on up. Now, also, after that, after we eat, there's something that has organically come up on this event that it's organic. It's come up. It's nothing that we organize, but because they do it every year and it's entertaining, is the monkey bike slow race in the pits, where the idea is to go as slow as you can without tipping over. So it's literally like a 2 mile per hour race. And these guys have done this every year. And it has its own announcer, and it's literally as slow as tricycles.
Oh, who's announcing it, Dougie?
Dougie announces it, and I was watching it last year, and it was just a barrel of fun. So it'll be after we eat on Saturday. So it's just fun. Vintage Adventure Drive says, question for Dallas, just to clarify. Those are the only 2 tire sizes you can run, or can you run a smaller than 2610.5, but bigger than a 26.85 on a 3,000-pound car?
Well, when you're if you're talking smaller, you can always run a smaller. The maximum size tire you can run for those weights is those tires. So if you have something smaller than that, you can run that. It just can't be larger than that tire based on your weight.
Main Street Mopar says, my daily driver wouldn't make it up there. I'm renting a car.
Wow.
Thumper says he might bring his 71 Mustang next year.
Cool. I was busy working on my Suburban all day to get it ready to tow.
This One-Eyed Cat says, we had fun last year with the Dougster. Yeah, I know. I just think that's great. I'm glad they're doing it. I think it's a lot of fun. It is by far the slowest thing that happens at the event, and it's just good fun.
Yeah, Dougster is a true character.
Yes, he is. Good dude. Glad he's there.
Yeah, me too.
Vintage Adventure Drive says, sweet, my car is 3,295 pounds and has a 26-10-15.
Yeah, you'll fit fine. If it's over 3,000 pounds, the maximum tire you can run is 28 by 10.5, so you're fine.
Thumper's talking about an Opel GT with a tube chassis. Does that work for Triple Crown?
No. If you leave the factory chassis under it, it would be.
There you go. Junkyard D says, monkey bike slow races with a traveling trophy. So it's got a traveling trophy, which I like that. Very good. Good stuff.
Well, I do know that Professor P has some prizes lined up for the Triple Crown class.
Yes.
So there will be some prizes and awards given out essentially from Professor P.
Very cool. Lots of prizes and different things for different classes. So come on out, guys. It's one nice thing about the No Name Nationals. This year, you can get in any class you want to once you're registered for the event that your vehicle fits into or that you're eligible for without another buy-in.
Well, you remember I jumped into the brackets last year with the Suburban.
Right.
And then rolled her in real deep. So and I almost put Barkley on the trailer first pass.
You know what they say about almost.
I know. Well, I was 1/10,000th. Hey, speaking of that, I wonder if they can set up their tree to not go to the 10,000th.
Oh, wow. Well, the 330 lights are working this year. There was a problem with the 330 last year. That's been remedied. Wrong English says he's got to go. The day says many projects to advance on yet tonight. My vacation has officially begun for the next 11 days. Yeah, they're thrashing. I think they're literally going to fire up and break in that car at Sikeston, that Valiant.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to first run of that new 440 is going to be inside. So I'll tell you what, fingers crossed. Eminem's going to get his $1 back.
Yeah, they need to put some braking oil in that sucker.
Well, the cam should be broken in.
Oh, all right.
Should already be broken in. I mean, I know it's a used cam. We'll see. Yes. How you feeling, Damien? Good luck to the English brothers, indeed. Anybody have any more Triple Crown questions for Mr. Dallas? Anybody have any camping questions? We are going to have portable toilets down on the field in the same place this year. I've added another one. We found that when we don't have enough, they don't stay nice as long. So we have added one. So we do have handicap accessible hand wash station and regulars. They're going to be down there in the regular place on the far end.
Hey, I have a question. Since I was taking a nap before this and I was late to the show, what's the bounty from Just Mopar Joe? Hello?
So, okay, I don't know if you could hear me or not. We were buffering, but the bounty is that Just Mopar Joe's brother and sister-in-law, their business is putting up a bounty for Joe to race the winner of the bracket. If Joe wins it, it's moot. If Joe does not win the Friday bracket, whomever wins the Friday bracket can bracket race Joe for $1,500 bounty.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
So they get a shot. Whoever wins, if it's not Joe, gets a shot at our inaugural bracket champ.
Well, has he won it? Has he won it every year? I think the Blue Good Garage
Joey haven't had a repeat winner yet. Joe won it the first year. T's Good Time Garage won it the second, and Little Possum won it the third. So we have yet to have a repeat winner in the Friday bracket.
Oh, I thought Blue Grit won it last year. Oh, maybe
Blue
they
Grit
won
the beginner bracket on Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
He won the beginner bracket. No thumper, there will not. Will the showers flood again this year? I don't know. I know they have plans to do some expansion on the septic there. You got to understand that track is not quite used to having a crowd as big as what we have there camping. We by far have the most rustic camping of anything that happens at that track.
I was there when Barkley put those in, and I'm going to tell you right now, there was only a few people that would camp overnight there that didn't have a camper. Right. So most of the time, it was only about 2 or 3 people that would use it. And we come there and just ransack the sucker and ramrod it with about as much water as it can possibly run through the
right. Danny boy, those things cost more to rent than the registrations do. It's absolutely out of the question. You want your own private bathroom, you'll have to get you a motel room.
Or a camper.
Yep, I'll get you a camper. But that said, take your shower shoes. You'll be fine. I've used them. It's fine. Just go early. Don't, wait till there's a rush. I like to go to the shower room 6 o'clock in the morning. Nobody over there. It's fine.
Yeah, that's when I go. And if you go any later than that, then the showers do get flooded.
Vintage Adventure drives says, I'm going to drive to Sikeston the old way. I bought a gazetteer to help me travel to the race. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, if Dallas doesn't know what it is, it can't be a navigation tool.
Well, I'm trying to decide if he's driving to Sikeston the old way, is he taking a stagecoach?
I don't know. Coming from, I believe, Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. He lives right by Thunder Valley.
Anybody have any other Triple Crown questions? So for those of you who are just joining, because we know that we have different shifts that come in here, said we'd do it a few times. We do have a question for Dallas here. Keith Calitri is asking, Dallas, are you bringing the bird?
I cannot officially say yes or no. You'll just have to be there to find out. But I don't own the car anymore. But I do know where it's parked.
He does not have GPS. A gazetteer or atlas ATLUS is a book full of close-up maps. Okay, I navigate.
Oh.
You know, that guy is like, I think he's like 24 years old or something, and
He
doesn't
likes
have
living like the way we
GPS.
grew up.
I'm telling you, I like it, man. Okay, who all's running the Triple Crown that you all know of? If you can tell us.
That I know of?
Yes,
I know 38 POS. Let's see.
I know
Steve
he is.
Myrick
Yep,
is
right, he
out.
is.
38 POS. James and James Show, which is SSR Performance. Vintage Adventure Drives. There is. Well, no, I don't know if Brian Brinker's going to be there. He said he might not bring his car this year. He has some kind of medical issues.
Junkyard D wants a rundown of what's going on Saturday. So on Saturday, basically all classes, we're going to run finals in all classes. Okay. You can do your call outs and stuff with your cars and match races all you want on Friday, Saturday, until we do our actual class brackets and finals and class pairings. So we want to try to go early in the morning. Test and tune call outs exhibition beginners bracket race will be early in the morning on Saturday. So we don't really have a time in there. For last year at noon, we have penciled in our heads up class, which was a tire limited class last year. This year it's going to be Triple Crown. Triple Crown is replacing our heads up tire limited class from last year. It's replacing it in the order. So that's what we're basically doing. RT211 Racing has a question I saw in Triple Crown. What is the most cubic inch for a 3,500 pound car?
The most cubic inch you can have is 368 cubic inch. And
So
the 3,500 pound cars is if you weigh anything more than 3,000 pounds, you can. It's 9 pounds per cubic inch. So if you do the math on it, I don't have a calculator here and I can't try to do it on my phone, but 9 pounds per cubic inch. So depending on how big your engine is, generally 368 cubic inches is the biggest you can get.
Something Garage Alex is going to be in it. Right on. Junkyard D's trying. Still has an engine to stab in. Oh, my. Well, you got 5 days, 3 hours, and 1 minute to do it.
Oh,
and you got
piece of cake.
Track.
Yeah,
He's
piece of cake, man. He'll get it done.
I definitely wouldn't bet against him getting that done and getting there. Levi says, what's the rules on a front-wheel drive car? What rules for what? Rules for what? He wants to have it there next year. It's front-wheel drive. I don't know what special rules for front-wheel drive. I mean, it might not fit in like, say, Triple Crown, but there's no reason you couldn't brack race it. No reason you couldn't do burnout competition. No reason you can't do call-outs. I mean, they're talking about GPS. Outfits Russell, are you doing Triple Crown or are you doing burnouts? I know you're going to be in the burnout pit this year.
Well, he had the burnout truck last year, right?
Yeah, he had that blue Chevy pickup in there, a real crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Vintage Adventure Drive says 367 inches is 3,303 pounds. Clint says a 368 is 3,312. Yeah.
Yeah, you can still run Triple Crown if you're 3,500 pounds, but the max cubic inch is 368 cubic inch.
Right. Again, remember, this is the first year of the class. We'll see what happens. If anything needs to get adjusted, I'm sure they'll look at that. You guys are going to be weighing cars on site, right?
Yes. Yep. The whole idea that it may be a little bit bumpy the first time this year just because of what it is. But, like SSR Performance was asking, right now I see probably 4 to 6 cars in Triple Crown. It may be more, it may be less. I don't really expect to see a whole huge turnout because I didn't really push the idea of people building cars for the class. But I know that's what you guys did, and I'm sure it's going to be a performer. I'm not worried about that at all. But the the idea was, something that you just make a class out of stuff that already pre-existed. Was kind of the idea.
So is front wheel drive legal in Triple Crown?
I don't see why it's not. I don't think it says in the rules it has to be rear wheel drive.
Okay.
It just can't be all wheel drive. But also, if that thing's just a front wheel drive Buick LeSabre or something, I mean, I imagine they're going to be giving up a lot, because it's only probably a 3800 or a 3600 or a 3900 V6.
Something wishes he could bring more than one car. Well, I hope we'll let you bring as many as you're able to. So,
I forgot.
But on your end, if you can't, we understand.
Yeah, I think something garage run a Triple Crown with a 72 Mach 1.
Indirect Connection says, Alex, you have a hitch on the wagon. That's a good question.
And wasn't one of the folks, maybe Indirect Connection, I'm not sure, was going to run Triple Crown.
Scrap Iron Racing saying he's got a match race with Junkyard D. Right on. Let us know. Make sure we announce it from the tower. Blake's Muscle Car, we are coming from Oklahoma with our 87 Buick Grand National on the trailer.
Oh,
right
sweet.
on. Are you running the 6-cylinder class? Because we're going to bring that up next. So on the website, there are rules for NoNameNationals.com. We have the rules for Monkey Bike. We have the rule book there for Tech. We have the rules for AHRA Triple Crown. And we have the rules for the 6-cylinder class. Doing it the first time this year. There is a 6-cylinder class. And the rules are very, very simple. Power adders are allowed. No trans brakes, no boxes, no electronics. It's designed to be entry level, but the rules are very, very simple. That would be an ideal class for Blake's Muscle Car, and it is a bracket. Indirect Connection says, not this year. Stuff happened. I'm driving my Slant 6 Belvedere, but he's driving his Slant 6 Belvedere.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's coming all the way down in the Slant 6, huh?
Ross says, Ross, really RT211 Racing. Well, I'm out because I'm 408, but if you have Triple Crown next year, I'll put my 340 back in.
We'll probably have Triple Crown next year. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of interest, but I just want to see how it goes. It's a heads up, first to the finish line class. It's run on a pro treat.
Junkyard D says Triple Crown does specify rear wheel drive in the rules.
Okay, the Buick is out. Dylan Levi, you can't bring Brooks Buick.
Blake says, so we're at 231 at 3,400 pounds with a turbo. Do we qualify for Triple Crown?
No.
But you would qualify for the 6-cylinder race.
Right. The Triple Crown is an NA class. It's a naturally aspirated class. And then also your 231 makes the cubic inches so small. I guess you could probably run it because it's 3,400 pounds. But then again, you can't have a power adder. It's not a power adder class.
38 Racing says, good evening, everyone, folks. John and Dallas, I'm going to have to watch the first hour later. Yeah, man, you can catch up a little bit on that. Mexican Spec, you can check the rule book. The power adders, I believe, are allowed. Trans brake and electronics are not. The rules are posted at NoNameNationals.com. And those rules came from Buff Del Campo and Kim Fixes Things. They are organizing the 6-cylinder class. I said, if you organize it, we'll give it space in the run order. And we're happy to have it.
That's going to be almost kind of like your slow race on the monkey bikes. Except for that Grand National.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's great.
Right. Well, as long as it doesn't time the track out, it should be a lot of fun just to watch them. Because I mean, they're all the whole idea. Buff and I kind of were kicking that around in like April. He had got that nice little Mercury, and then I had scored a car I called Clarence Cobblepot, which was a 1978 Buick Century with a 3.2 V6 Buick in it. And it was no barn burner, let me tell you.
Anybody have any other logistical questions regarding No Name Nationals? We've talked about the 6-cylinder class. We've talked about monkey bikes. This year, for those who were not in here earlier for the cruise, what we're doing is Tech is going to open at 8 a.m. on Thursday. Tech is going to close at 5 p.m. on Thursday. And we're going to queue cars up in a line behind Turbo Tom, our pace car. We're going to open the gate at 5:30 to leave in an orderly fashion without speeding to go to Lambert's. No speeding, no burnouts. We're going to leave together at 5:30 to go over there. We're going to have people designated on the route to film along the way. We don't want everybody rushing out to film because there won't be anybody in the cruise. So we'll film, they'll share. That's a condition of the people we get to film is that they share with everyone who wants it. And that's the way we'll do it this year. We've got to redeem ourselves. We didn't do so good on the cruise last year. We're going to redeem ourselves this year.
Is Possum arranging the police escort again?
Well, what it is the police were to block that intersection, but where people spread out made it to where we couldn't.
Oh.
And I heard reports of some burnouts and some things. We're going to fix that this year. We're going to leave at 5:30 on the dot, and we're going to stay together this year. So, and Turbo Tom is our pace car because his Model T did 17.5 second eighth mile at 38 miles an hour and has 20 horsepower. So if he's our pace car, we know that we're not going to have any speeding problems. The
thing that Turbo Tom's forgetting is that that Model T probably weighs like 1,100 pounds.
I mean, he knows what it weighs, I'm sure.
It's super light, I'm sure.
Clint said he can film. There we go. And Clint's a perfect kind of guy to film. So there you go, Clint. You're the first person on the route to film. How about that? But we're going to do it that way this year. We're going to have much better results.
All right. Well, I guess I need to get out of here so you can bring in some more special guests.
Well, you know what? I don't know if we'll have any other guests. We may or may not have any more special guests tonight. But that said, you can stick around. You can head out. We're just going to answer any more questions you guys might have about logistics. And Mohawk said, so Lambert's cruise will be like a small town parade of cool cars. I think so. Hey, Dallas, do you want to tell these people about the cruise and how this thing has evolved from the beginning?
Oh, well, originally it was just an idea that John and I came up with just to go to Lambert's for dinner the night before, which wasn't even like part of the event. And we went to Lambert's. We went to the track to measure everything, scope it out, figure out what we were going to do. And we put up the big billboard that you guys had seen over the years. That was like in June of.
That was such a big job. God.
Yeah, that was like June of 22. We were there all day. And so we decided to go to Lambert's and then just scope out Lambert's and then give them a heads up we were going to be there. And what it was is when we went there and we told the manager, hey, we're going to be bringing a bunch of racers in here, probably 200 to 300 families. And, we'd like to make a reservation. And the snide remark that we got from them was, we don't make reservations at Lambert's. It's first come, first serve. And so the idea that John and I had while eating was like, well, if they don't want to make a reservation, why don't we just do the opposite and slam them with like as many cars and people as possible?
We asked if we could make a reservation for 200 people. And they said we could. I said, well, we're just telling you that's what's going to show up. And so now they know we're coming. They have the staff for it. They block off the parking lot for us. And they have become part of the program with our cruise night. And they welcome us, and it's great, right? Yeah. But that's how it kind of went down that first year.
Well, the funny thing was, do you remember the day of the very first event? We called Scotty Lambert from Possum, gave us his phone number, and we called him and said, hey, man, this is, the AHRA. We're going to be doing the No Name Nationals here at the drag strip, and we're going to be hitting we got a, what did we call it? It was Flash Mob Car Show.
Right.
At Lambert's.
That was our working title.
And the dude said, that is about the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, he was
you guys on the east side of the parking lot.
He was all down with it. And still is. We got lots of friends around town who help this event and are just so good to us. Scotty Lambert's is one of them. the pallet lady that gives us pallets across the street for moving, barricades. The people at Roadrunner Safety Services, Mike at Mike's Rental there in Sikeston. We got lots of people who help us on the ground. We got people that have helped us haul, bring in sand. And with all these vendors around town are super helpful to us, in addition to the track staff, Possum and family that run the track. And of course, Barkley pitches in and helps out, and it's really great. The town has really embraced us. And just like what's typical of people in Missouri, the show me state, you've got to earn it with them. We come from somewhere else, and they have to know that we're square dealing people who pay our bills and do what we say we're going to do. And when you show them that you're that kind of person, they'll do anything you need. That's been our experience with them.
That's exactly how I feel about it. I mean, at Missouri, the very first time I went over there I thought was really rough, right? But man, after 6 months of that, like they can see that you're putting in the effort, the hard work, you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, and they were more than willing to help.
Dallas and I went to these vendors with calloused hands from driving the fence post that first year, putting up the welcome banner. And, we paid for our stuff. We did what we were supposed to do. We showed up when we said we would, and they respected that. And so we've got good relationships with all of these vendors all over town. It's very helpful to us. It's a great place to have, because having an event is not just the track. There's a lot of other people around the community that we need. Clint's wanting to know about it. Clint, I can help you with that. There's a site you can use for free that will get video out, and we can make a download link that everybody can use. It's free and it's easy. So I got you covered on that. Mexican Spec said the worst day working at a racetrack is still a pretty good day. It is, but it's tiring. Dallas and I were worn completely out that first year.
Oh my gosh! Remember how sunburned we were both like blistered.
Oh my. Yes.
Chapped lips, and
both of us. We were rough, man. But it's changed over the years. Dallas participates in the event. He's eligible to run classes and everything like everybody else. He's the president of the AHRA. He networks. I've recruited a lot of help to help get the event set up, to keep from killing myself and do the administrative stuff of the event. And it's settled into that, and it works great. But
well, you also don't have to recreate the wheel, John. I mean, it's
that's
not.
Right.
Once we got it, the first 2 years was like the hardest, and then it was kind of on its own, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's new challenges every year, and there's some things that are just as challenging every year, and there's some things that are a lot easier. This week, I've been updating a lot of the things, but when I find that I've already got templates and things that have worked, there's less to do on that. And so, we keep doing things and keep trying to improve and refine. And Outlaw says, I'm trying to get the Z. Okay. But yeah, we really enjoy it. So I'll tell you, that first year, we were kind of pins and needles over wondering what the gate would be and trying to get everything paid for. But things have settled down. We've got a little bit of predictability now, a little bit. I would like to get registrations up a little bit. That I would, but I won't do it by taking the standards away from the event, because that is what takes away from this community. So we'll keep recruiting and expanding the way that we always have. And will definitely continue to give us the best kind of event. We can camp. There's camping's allowed there. You can show up, you can camp. There's 22 acres. It's flat, which always throws me out there because I'm so used to things having hills, and there's no hills out there anywhere. There's not even a ditch to unload stuff. So if you have a trailer too low to get a car on and off, don't count on there being a bank, because there's not. Colleen says, just fix the fuel sending unit for the bus. I think they're trying to bring the bus. Indecisive. Does the car have to be registered to make the cruise? Well, you know what? I mean, that's not my bailiwick. It's not. I mean, I can't tell you what you should and shouldn't do and all of that. I'm not telling you to try to get away with something illegal. I'm also not telling you that I have any idea that anything would happen. I don't know. I don't know. I'm certainly not checking people's registrations for the cruise. Levi says, we'll be there Wednesday at noon. If anyone needs something driving through Sikeston, let us know. Yes, I'm going to have the gates open at 7 on Wednesday. But remember, Wednesday is a day to get work done at the track. If you want to bring in and set up your camp on Wednesday, you're welcome to do so. But do realize Wednesday's a work day. Thursday's the day when we can socialize those of us who are not being teched. So once you make it through tech on Thursday, that's a good time for social time.
Except for John. John's going to be busy just jumping through his own butt.
Thursday's a busy day. They're all busy. For me, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are very busy. And then Sunday, I'm dragging, getting things torn down and taken down and everything. Oh, wow. Mr. Quick Wrench. He says, I just registered. He paid his entry fee. Hopefully I can get to 500. Okay, so he's taking the plunge. Mr. Quick Wrench has just registered. And let's take a look at his channel real quick. Can one of our esteemed mods put up the link to Mr. Quick Wrench? I'm going to look right now. He's going to try to do it. We want you to do it. We want a 100% graduation rate. And you can do it. But you got to not give up. He's
I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to eat crow on this one because, like, I remember the very first year it was just like this, where the James and James show showed up, and I'm like, "There's no possible way you're gonna make that."
Okay, Colleen has put up the link to Mr. Quick Wrench. He's at 378.
Oh, there we go. Man,
he needs 122. So he and Tim are both very close to this boat. They're both going to be hopefully over 400 by Thursday. And so what I would tell you, Mr. Quick Wrench, whatever you do, don't give up. Go back in your archive. Find videos you've already taken. I don't care if they're videos about your cars, your dogs, racing, firecrackers. That one thing you did on a motel balcony at spring break 20 years ago, I don't care what it is. Put shorts up to try to help get your views up. And, don't give up. Make content. Put it out as much as you can. And then at the event, have a cardboard panhandler sign. Okay? Have that panhandler sign. You'll need it. Because there's a lot of people at the event who are very interested in seeing you make it. Okay? A lot of people. Spectators will come in and you'll have that cardboard sign that says, I still need subs to race. And they'll do it. We've watched Dizzy Izzy. We've watched Mopar's Mustangs and Minivans. The Turbo Tom made his 500 at the event. There's at least 3 I can think of off the top of my head that made their 500 on D-Day.
Yeah, and Dizzy and Mopar's Mustangs and Minivans were the only ones that panhandled the gate as people were coming in the event.
Yes. I just subscribed to Mr. Quick Wrench as well. He's at 392. He needs 108. Lone Wrench Garage has already got signs made up for Indecisive Garage because he worked and ground away to get his subs, and Indecisive Garage is doing the same. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Village Adventure Drives is networking there with QR code cards. Cool. Mexican Specs says they don't look too professional, do they? I don't care. The only thing I say about these signs is obviously you can't have profanity and vulgarity and stuff like that on them. It's a family-friendly event. But other than that, do your signs how you want them. I don't care. You want a professional sign, a cardboard sign, whatever. But and Indecisive Garage has a winning attitude. He says, I'm going to make it. And that's why he's going to make it, because he's got a winning attitude. Cousin Cletus is the best community on YouTube. Yes, he is. Hey, Cousin Cletus, we got 2 guys here who still need to get just over 100 subs. I know you got a pretty big network. If you've not yet shared out Indecisive Garage and Mr. Quick Wrench there, please do. Help these guys out if you can. And I say that with anybody. We'll work for subs. Yep. Dizzy did something just about like that. And Dallas and I came up with that idea because Dallas was going to be at the track and Dizzy's semi-local to there. And I suggested, and Dallas filmed it. So, you remember doing that, Dallas, filming Dizzy at the...
I do. He was panhandling outside the men's restroom at the drag strip during a regular race.
Dizzy, Mopar's Mustangs, Minivans, Turbo Tom, Who else did I say? Those three made it that way.
Well, the funny thing was, Dizzy Izzy looked like he'd be panhandling for anything, right? Like he just had that look.
He did. You didn't know. All right, these guys got you back here. So do everything you can do. Okay, you need to get your 500. You got to do it. Okay, to get on that track, you got to do it. But that said, if you don't give up, you can do it. If you had 50 subs, I would be saying, man, I don't blame you for trying, but that's a real long shot. But you're close, man. You really are. How many subs is Mr. Quick Wrench right now?
What's that?
So for those in the chat, how many subs does Mr. Quick Wrench have right now? I'm sure somebody will tell me here in a second. Dr. Joe sent it out to his gearhead son-in-law to share with his car friends. Yes, exactly. This is how it happens. This is how we do it. This is how we help these guys right here. 394. Okay. 106 to go. You can do this. Just don't give up. Put out content every day. Let the community know who you are, what you're doing. Okay? And do remember, Mr. Quick Wrench, we do have real tech at this event too. So just getting your 500 subs, you still have to pass tech to get on the track. So if you have any questions about that whatsoever, please watch our Tech Live with Big Denny we did just yesterday. Consult the AHRA rule book, which you can, no, Mr. Quick Wrench, look at it again. It's updated. I saw 392. He's gotten 20 tonight. But that said, look at the rule book. Make sure that you can at least get on the track. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to drop my email in here for you because I just want to make sure that you know what you need. We want everybody to have the best experience possible.
That's right. I just saw what Colleen posted where we videotape, or we videoed Damien begging on his knees at the gate at the track.
I remember when Damien got his 500. I was out the gate. Blake says to use good tags and simple description. He's right on. Blake knows a good bit about content creation and has built a good channel, and he's a good one to get advice from. And
is the Bad Tree folks coming this year?
They're 396. Hey, you'd have to ask them. That said, they're both at 396 now. They're both just 4 away from getting to 400 subs. But here's my email, Mr. Quick Wrench. If you need anything, we want to make sure you have as good a time getting through tech as possible. It's nothing bad. We just conform to that standard. We want to make sure everybody is safe. And we enforce tech when we know a lot of people don't. And everybody down the track must have a helmet in the AHRA. And so just remember that even if you've been to other outlaw tracks before that do not have any tech, this event does. It's not exhaustive. It's not hard to pass. I mean, it's nothing above and beyond, but it's just if you've not been through that experience, it might be worth your while for us to talk a little bit to make sure that you won't get any bad surprises at the event. Vintage Adventure Drive sent the link to a few of my friends. Thank you. Anybody else have any event questions? So we got another No Name 500 guy at the 11th hour, Mr. Quick Wrench. As soon as this live is over, I'm going to add you to the main page on my channel. So if anybody wants to get to Mr. Quick Wrench's channel, just remember you can go to johnwilburn.com. That's my YouTube homepage right there, and you can see his channel. So we now have 2 left running the No Name 500, and they both have to make it to have a 100% graduation rate this year. So don't give up. He says, thank you guys for getting that. Yes, make that content. Show us who you are. Get those videos out every single day. The community will help. You help us learn about you. We'll help you get subs. Thumper says, what day is it and when does it start? Like months away, right? Yeah, for the 5th annual, provided we have a 5th annual and everything aligns for such, yes. Buff Del Campo suggests a guy who has built a very successful channel of 5,000 or more subs from the No Name 500 last year, the Cinderella Award winner from last year. Mr. Quick Wrench put up about 4 to 5 shorts a day for a few days. There you go. Blue Green is always looking for the loophole. If Anna's car breaks, can I go home and bring another? We'll figure something out for that. We'll figure something out for that. We will figure out something, Walter. Walter gets after it, though. He's the winner of the Ironman Award from 2024.
He was the Iron Man.
He was, man. He threw down in the burnout pit. He was on the track racing, call outs, won the second bracket.
Oh, I'm sure if there would have been like any other class where, you know, run into the porta potty and run out, he would have been first in line. Him and Anna had the most fun last year, I think, out of the whole entire group of people there. I think him and Anna they participated and had the most fun. You know, the first year, remember there was somebody the first year, Roland literally participated in everything.
Mm-hmm, he did.
And blew it out.
38 Racing says, Thumper, if you leave now, you can make it to No Name Nationals 2026 way early. Well, I'm going to tell you, and hello, Sam Mountain Ballistics. By the way, if you guys have not seen it, Sam Mountain Ballistics is another No Name 500 alumnus. He has on his channel where he V8 swapped a Ford Ranger. And if you've not seen that, go check it out. It's a 50-minute video, but he does the swap from start to finish, road test and all. And Hunter's only, what are you, like 18, 19 years old? Something like that? So these guys, they're the future. Love to have them back at No Name Nationals. Cousin Cletus says 400 for Indecisive Garage. Yeah, man, that was a great video. I even shared it out on my posts and everything. It's 20 now. Okay, I can't keep up. I think you guys like literally like teenagers, because when you were first in this community, I think Dakota was 16 and you were, what, 14? Back when you guys first started hanging around the community and posting here. So, yeah. Yeah, you've broken 400. Well, keep plugging away and don't give up. Make a sign for your vehicle for the drive to Sikeston that says you need subs. Put a QR code. You know, I got 87 one time doing a road trip with a sign on the back with a QR code on the back of my trailer. Wendy wants to know if there's a 110 outlet for the crock pot. Power is in very limited supply, but we can probably work that out. Okay. Danny Boyd, been 6 years. Actually, it has since about 2019. And if there had been a No Name 500 back in 2019, I would have been in it. The Bad Tree guys would have been in it. Just Mopar Joe would have been in it. Andy Wood. Lots of guys would have been in it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's not that we've never been in it. It's just we were in it before it was a thing.
Yeah, well, we were creating all this for everyone.
Yeah. Dakota's in here. Hello, Dakota.
I watched a video from Dakota the other day. He had bought what is that called? Crossfire fuel injection intake manifold that somebody had modified and put a carburetor on. And I've been wanting to do that for the EZ302.
Indecisive Garage is at 400. Mr. Quick Wrench is at 396. Blake's Muscle Car, does the 6-cylinder class still require drive shaft loop? The 6-cylinder class is going to require all the same tech that the other classes require. It just is going to depend on, are you running drag tires, meaning slicks or drag radials, and what your ET is.
The drive shaft loop is required when you run slicks or drag radials. That's what John is saying.
Right. And it doesn't matter, what kind of engine you have. It's what kind of tires you have, and it also is what kind of ET you have. If you manage to run an ET that's quicker than the threshold and you do it on Cooper Cobras, well, good for you. You still have to have one at that ET. But by and large, the slicks and drag radials is kind of universally what determines it. Danny Boyd says, I remember it was a long time from the announcement to the first event. No, that's just because we'd never done it before, and it felt like longer. It's actually been longer for every subsequent year to the No Name Nationals than it was the first year. It's been longer because the first year, Dallas got COVID on us, and we couldn't do the announcement until the 11th of January.
Yep. Matter of fact, that's something that we should probably throw out there because we had a big to-do planned on New Year's. I was going to blow an engine up on a live, but And it didn't work out. I got COVID.
What we were going to do is get like a 305 Chevy or something. This is before we knew there was one in New Jersey that would work perfectly for it. But we were going to just sit there and just like place bets on a tip board for when this thing was going to blow up. And that was the idea, the New Year's Eve rod drop, right? But what happened was that kind of got, foobarred. Dallas got COVID. We wound up having to back up to the 11th of January and announce the event. But since then, we've announced New Year's Eve or whatever the Friday is before the end of the year, the last Friday of the year. And then this past year, we were able to, because of the track changing hands and the Skelton family buying the track, we were able to pin the date down earlier and announce it around Thanksgiving this year. So you guys have never had more time between announcement and event than you ever have this last year. Or this was at 308 days this last time. It just felt like more time the first year because we'd never done it before, I guess.
And it was slow going. Every day was a new, exciting thing.
Oh, yeah, it is. It was something you'd never heard of before.
Yeah. What I did like about the first year is how the content just started freaking rolling out. Everybody had all kinds of content.
Hey, Colleen, are you in here? By chance, we've got a lot of new faces in here. I'm going to ask a question of one of our esteemed mods, or any of our mods in here, actually, because I know that this is our last. Dakota says, I'm not driving anything, Clint. I rode with mom, dad, Hunter, and grandma in commuter vehicles. Okay. He's going to a cruise tomorrow. Yep, right on. A rod run, yes. Vintage Adventure Drive says he decided to go to No Name Nationals early in January, and it was already in full swing. Oh, yeah. I didn't post my first real video to my channel until December 22nd, 2024. So we're at $397 for Mr. Quick Wrench. Indecisive Garage registered November 29th. Is the earliest we've ever had registration open. Outfits Garage, heard from Dalton at Pole Barn. Yep. Yeah, however you guys got here, we're glad you're here. We just want people who want to fit in with this community and be good members of the community. And that's what we have. And it's wonderful. You guys leave the facility cleaner than you found it. And the staff always says you're all courteous. And it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful group, and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah, I think wasn't the first year the influx of all them Arkansas boys. It was all them groups from Arkansas.
Oh, indeed. Colleen, can you put up the link to the No Name Nationals commercial? We'll be there. If some people want to see a vintage commercial from the first year, we're going to drop it in here. It's a commercial. I actually had this commercial running on YouTube with commercial placement from Google. Vintage Adventure Drives said, I realized after watching the Stone Soup Chronicle and realizing I could make it to that race if I really tried. Yes, and now you're going to. And that's the thing about this event. It has taken so many people from the sidelines and said, I can do that. And with the rough work they can, and they have. And that just feels so great.
Yep, the reward is doing it.
Cousin Cletus. So what we've done the last couple of years and will continue to do, burnout competition is decided. What we do is we put a panel of judges together from the different camps, so to speak. So there's not a conflict. Of course, somebody from the camp can be running in the competition. So like last year, we had like Camp NSB, Camp Bad Tree, like the Scott's Speed Shop and Dust Devil Garage Camp. And we try to get about 4, 5, 6 judges from different camps. And what they do is they pick a top 3 or top 4, and then the crowd chooses from those with applause. And we find that to get the best results for picking a winner for burnout competition. And so we'll have judges introductions at the burnout pit. .38 Racing. I know I didn't try doing any videos until after the first No Name Nationals. Never missed one yet. Yeah, he just came down out of nowhere from Nebraska driving a '59 Chevy. That was super impressive. Blake says, thank you. We're on radials. Should be okay. Levi makes a comment, squatted trucks equal to purest traitor to shows. He hates both equally. I don't know. Different vehicles for different people. What I don't like about the squatted thing is it's just unsafe. I mean, it just is. Nothing's made to work that way. No vehicle's made to work just laid at that incline like that. I mean, I don't know how some of those guys don't have problems with the oil pickup in their pans, as exaggerated it is, the floats in the gas tank.
I want to know how they see at night.
How in the world do you see? And the headlights are straight up in the air. I mean, they're hanging by the steering wheel to drive, all that stuff. Why does anybody do that? I just don't get it. The vehicle's not made to work like that. They got to have a bunch of extra caster in the front end. Well, that's okay. It's speed, but anyway, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't even get to look at all anything. I think it looks ridiculous. That's just an opinion. Yeah, and Buff said they all blind people come. They do, because the headlights are all pointing straight up in the air on them. Up in your faces, anyway. Testa Speed Shop. Hello, Chris. Chris, you going to make it to Sikeston this year? Colleen can't find it. You know what? I'm going to find it. You guys hang tight. I know where it is. Maybe it is a little bit buried on my channel. I'm going to grab it right now. I'm going to put this up for people who haven't been before, because
I wonder how young everybody looks in that video.
Well, here it is. Here's the commercial for the first No Name Nationals. Testa Speed Shop leaving Tuesday night. Right on, man. We look forward to seeing you. Levi says, free to any participant, a set of Mickey Thompson stiff sidewall 2810 5s available. Very cool. If you guys need that.
Man, I really want to get them, but I know they're too wide. They're too wide for my little Buick.
Off the Buick. You don't think you can get a 10-500?
It's got some pretty small wheel wells, kind of like a Nova. But I know them stiff sidewall slicks is probably what I should run with a stick shift.
Vintage Adventure Drive says, I'll take those slicks if nobody gets there first. They'll work for my Scamp. What kind of, do you have spring relocation on that Scamp? Or just wheel wells and offset wheel, just completely hacked out quarters? What do you have on that?
I think there's a lot of people want them now.
Yeah, yes. Something people would want.
I saw him put it up on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I'm like, wow. And then I went and measured the wheel wells, because I originally had set it up. I was going to run that Southeast Gas or Superstock class, and they got a mandated slick, which is 29 by 7. And that's what I was going to run, and that's what I set the car up for. And then it barely has enough room to run the 29 by 7.
Planning to open the wheel well to the super stock up like on the Dart, I'm guessing. Lone Ridge Garage is very cool commercial. I thought so. You guys might get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I remember doing that. You called me and said, hey, send me a clip of you saying this.
Yeah. I was doing that, and then the roll call this year, the Mopar roll call, just Mopar Joe is going to do it at the track this year, which is even cooler. And got a lot of things. You guys who are new are going to find out we got a lot of interesting traditional things we do every year at this event. Yeah, well, everybody's different. Jeff is Jeff. I mean, some of them we had to prune down a little bit. I asked for a 3-second clip, and I was shocked at how long some of those were. 3 seconds turns into 30 almost every time you ask for it. You'd be surprised how much goes into a 3-second clip when somebody prepares and works around a 3-second clip. And things that are really well edited don't drag on with too much stuff. And that typically is something that people will improve with over time on their channels and content creation. But it was very hard getting short enough clips.
Well, what's funny is that Two Hacks, that was his first year. That was his first year of making videos. He literally started the channel when we announced No Name Nationals.
I was Jeff's very first subscriber. When I announced the No Name Nationals while we were live, I got a video sent to me from Two Hacks Jeff that was not Two Hacks Garage yet. It was Jive Hive Jeff back in the day. And he sent me this little video where he had put up on his channel talking about a call out and a picture of this bone stock T-Bird sitting there. And so I was his first subscriber, and I thought, okay, man, I wish you well. And then he built this fire-breathing T-Bird that pulls the front wheels off the ground. It'll be at No Name Nationals this year. He's coming, bringing the T-Bird. And he now has close to 20,000 subs. And he just took off. And he was a No Name 500 guy from the first year. He's just exceptional. Would those 28 10.5 stiff sidewalls be legal for Triple Crown?
If you weigh over 3,000 pounds.
Levi said, I'd rather help out a community member than deal with Facebook Marketplace, especially over a few bucks. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the community like that, and I think it's a great thing. We got one person who's been mentioned here who did something completely the opposite. Had two community members wanted to buy a car, a rare car, and wanted to pay him for the car, and he cut it up for scrap and took less money. And, So there are those exceptions, but people like Levi are generous and community-minded people. Cousin Cletus said, I need stickers from everyone this year. Well, I got a fresh batch of No Name National stickers coming to the event. Vintage Adventure Drives. Would anyone want an old tire dresser? I got it free and don't know what to do with it.
Oh, man, those suckers are rare. They got to be rare by these days' standards.
Yeah, so I was thinking. Indirect connection got to run. Work starts right now. I'm not stopping till both are driving. Right on. That's the warrior attitude.
Well, I got to roll anyway, too. I wasn't planning on being here for like an hour.
Well, it's been fun having you. I mean, you're always welcome to stick around. Lone Rich College picked these up today.
Yeah, well, at least it woke me up from my nap. It woke me up from my nap just in time to, I don't know, go home, go in my bed and go to sleep. So, all right. Well, I'll see you all, I guess, Wednesday night. Right
on. So the gates will be open Wednesday. Thursday's when tech opens. Of course, you can get there whenever you want, but of course, the later you get there, the more you'll miss. But that said, I'm looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible in Sikeston this upcoming week.
Yeah, I'm coming for the brackets in the Suburban. So we're going to see how it goes.
The young people are asking what a tire dresser is. The people born in this century are asking what a tire dresser is.
It allows you to straighten the tire out in case it's got chopped or worn funky or not straight. You can literally put it on this machine and spin it, and it'll shave the tire flat again. It's a carryover thing from tire dresser. Primarily was used when they used to recap tires. That's where you saw the tire dresser being used the most. And just so you know, recap tires is they would take an old tire side and put new rubber on the top. That's where all the drag slicks came from originally.
I think a lot of people use them like in the off-road communities and stuff to customize their tire tread patterns on trucks and stuff now.
Yeah.
I think that's where you're seeing people still using it.
Especially like the mud bog guys, because they like to get those where the sipes on the sides, but yet have their own tread pattern to scoop.
Yeah, people use them for the fast class and come at an angle for circle track and what. Yeah, you can customize tires for those things. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you later, John. Thanks for having me.
thank you for coming out, Dallas. I'm going to see you too here this week. Safe travels.
Wednesday. All right. I'll see you
later. Good to have Dallas in the house. That's where Road Gators come from. Yes, it is. A lot of highway driving cupped to the rear tires on your Escort. Did it have bad struts? Yeah, those are the kind of things people that want to manipulate their tire with being able to modify the tread would use. Yeah. Vintage Adventure drives, yes. If you're looking for merch, talk to Tony. Gunslinger Graphics, he does merch for the No Name Nationals. Tony even made the shirt I'm wearing. This is a Gunslinger Graphics shirt right here. They do embroidery. They do really high quality shirts, hats, merch, which will be available at the event. And for those of you who are able, we would love to have volunteers if they would like to work a shift at the merch table. We would appreciate it. I have not had any permanent help. I've had several volunteers help me keep the merch table open since Mom is not able to be there, obviously. So anybody who has an opportunity to volunteer wants to take a shift at the merch table, it's a lot of fun. I trust you guys, and that will help out. Also, too, and we're going to put this out at the event. I'm going to make sure people know when you guys want to bring stuff, rather than run it up in the tower, we're going to have a place to get it just to keep the traffic down to the tower. We're going to have that down below for you. It'll save you the stairs. It'll help Ron Ward. We're going to help like that too. So we'll be mentioning that at the track. You'll see a little bit different there. Vintage Adventure drives, I've looked into it, haven't done any questioning on it yet. I didn't want to get into merchandise until it's big enough. I don't know if I'm big. Well, I mean, it's just, look, I just enjoy this, right? I mean, so to me, I got No Name Nationals apparel because people wanted it. They were asking for it. And a lot of them have No Name National shirts. You'll see a lot at the event. And people asked for hats, so we did hats. I mean, that's how that came about. And so the No Name National stuff and the No Name National stickers, I mean, these are effectively my channel stickers, right? I mean, so that's just, it just seems to happen. You'll kind of get that kind of demand for it. And it's not, do what you want to do. Colleen says, I may not have a race truck this year. If not, I'll take a shift at the booth. Cool. Vintage Adventure drives. Be safe. He gets to drive the ambulance. Travis, that would help. But one thing I'll ask is, can you get the resolution of the camera up? If you look at the first and second year photos compared to third, resolution was down. It was good, but what are your limitations on camera resolution? But yes, that will be very helpful to have that drone. Blue Grit says he believes you can still get race tires shaved and heat cycled when you purchase them at Tire Rack. Interesting. Y'all are talking about stuff that's out of my area of expertise for sure. Main Street Mopar. Does anyone have a set of B-body big block headers they want to get rid of? 2-inch primary. I don't think I do. Yeah, William, you do have a big head, man. Can you put a little expander in there? Big Mike says, no swag this year, $11,000 of unexpected expenses. Ouch. Crystal Onyx, I can. I guess take a shift to the booth. Yeah, well, thank you. We appreciate that. Any outlets to track for charging phones? Yeah, there's a little bit of power you can probably get to for charging phones. One thing that really helps, take a charging brick with you, one of those little things that you can plug into, a little battery bank. Super helpful for your phones. Also, your jump boxes for cars, if you're taking one of those for the road trip, they usually have a USB port. There are other ways. That's what I did to charge my phone. That worked out really well. 38 might work a shift. Yeah, I would appreciate it, guys, because that table, if people want to hang out there just a little while, it really helps take the load off everyone. Help us sell some shirts, and remember that takes a big chunk out of the overhead of the event, because that would be a help. Yeah, Clint says I have one of those, so that will be the thing. And so if someone here, in the pits, you trust, just plug it up and leave it there a while. You can do that. There's ways you can get your phone charged without having to find outlets. The track has a limited amount of power. Levi's getting the hotel room. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I don't even know. We'll see. This is the only time of the year when I wish I had a motorhome. The only time. And I don't even need that. One of those travel campers on site will be perfect. Because then I have the ability to stay there on the track. I'd have a table where I can do, the work for the event. Right now, what I do is I'll just do it under the canopy in the dark in an odd hour at the table. And it's kind of wild because when people see my laptop open, they come over at all hours, which is fine. It's just and it's outside. If it's raining, it'd be hard to do, which fortunately we were very lucky with rain over the years for that event. But boy, having a camper there will make all the difference in the world to me. One year I stayed at Cope's Motorhome. That was great, but I believe he sold that. So that's off the table now. Crystal said I spent time at the campsite with Deke's wife last year. Cool. Dakota said 440 motorhome with the home. Yeah, could be. But I got to tell you, it's just I have no desire to have to deal with a motorhome. I mean, for this event, it will be great. But for anything else, it's the other 300 and some days a year. And I even looked around at like camper rentals, but they're all 100 miles away and they cost you absolutely all as much as a hotel room. So, you're looking at 6-7 miles away. I like staying at the track. It's helpful, but I don't know. I haven't found exactly the right thing that works. I do have a van. I do. But that has, pluses and minuses. Last year, what I did was I just brought the CRV because the van radiator blew up right before the event. I'm glad it did before and not on the road. It's one of those cheap Chinese plastic tank radiators that blew the tank apart. So I brought the CRV, no problem, but I rented a little U-Haul enclosed, and it was perfect. It was great to sleep in. Perfectly fine. 6 days I slept my thing, content as could be. Indecisive Garage, I will have my new quiet generator running if someone is in need. Yeah, we got a lot of people in this community that will help you with things like that if you need it. Anybody have any more logistical type questions? They have expanded the concession menu at the track. The concession stands are always great. Anybody have anything they need? We do like to support them. We want them to have a good, profitable weekend too. The staff at Skelton is just great to us. They treat us like royalty there, and we appreciate it. So some points that you guys already know. We obviously want to be very courteous to all the staff. Yes, concessions do have breakfast, but we want to be nice to all the staff. Treat them right, of course. You guys know this. When you can give them a tip jar, please do. And all that good stuff. We want to leave the place cleaner than we found it. You guys are great like that. But it's that little stuff right there that goes a long way. So I want to thank you for being the kind of community you are. Have no fear, the Dougster is here. Dougster, the announcer for the Monkey Bike Slow Race, which we now are saying is going to be Saturday after the community dinner. Dougster, we're having a dinner with tables out, smoking meat on Saturday night. People can bring sides if they like. Blue Grit says I have a pair of finned aluminum small block valve covers and front sway bar brackets and that clamp to the strut rods on the front of a swinger, duster, scamp. Should I bring it to No Name Nationals? Yeah, if you have some swap items you want to bring incidental to the No Name Nationals, you're welcome to bring them. I've never had any problem with people selling parts just on their trailer or something like that. I just don't want it to become a swap meet where people come to set up their stuff and swap. But if you're you guys who come and participate, if you have swipe items, you're welcome to bring them. Never been a problem. Still going to have room for the Cletus compound area? Come on, man. What time are you going to get there? You can get there and squat on some space for your peoples, know about what you need and all? Sure. Colleen can't wait for another walk-in taco? Yep. Will you have your merch table out all day on Thursday? If I have the staff to help run it, yes. That's the plan. So, yes, planning to. Levi did not like the track showers. I got to tell you, mine was fine. Some people had them backed up. I got to say, that never designed for the load we put on that. Mohawk said, when I worked for an RV company, I could have rented a Class C dirt cheap, but the insurance would not cover anything being towed behind it. Yes, well, that wouldn't even be a problem for me for what I'm doing, but Indecisive Garage, I'm gluten-free and dairy-free. Will they have anything available? Let me make that as a note to ask. Mike's already saying he's interested in the Valcars. Yeah, you'll have some people there. No, Danny boy, we're not doing a standalone swap meet. It will just change the entire nature of the event. But you guys are welcome to bring your swap parts and bring them on. Sure can. Clint's looking for a pair of plain cast aluminum small block Chevy valve covers. Junkyard D, what time smoker being fired up? Can we add a slab? Quite possibly. House is doing some meat, and yeah, quite possibly. Put that on my list. Would platform shoes help with the shower? I don't know. I know one thing. I'm definitely not a barefoot in the showers kind of person, like for locker rooms or for shower houses or anything. So that's probably an advisable. One-Eyed Cat wants to get there Wednesday by dark. That's the plan. Safe travels to all. Right on, man. Levi says, quick rundown of the cruise. Want to make sure to follow the rules. We're going to shut tech down at 5 o'clock on Thursday. We're going to line up behind our pace car Turbo Tom at the gate for Friday. Or not Thursday, for 5:30 on Thursday. Then we're going to open the gate. We're going to have designated videographers, including Clint Street Machines, along the way, so that not everybody will want to go and film. We're going to behave on the cruise following our pace car. So that's the idea. Simple. Just have to behave. Mexican Spec recommends the Indecisive Garage. Bring your own food to be sure. They can tell you it's gluten-free, but they made it near bread or other gluten ingredients. How sensitive are you? Yes, that's entirely possible. He brings stuff just in case, right? We're going to be smoking some meat. Junkyard D, anyone need a 727 core? Certainly never opposed to one. You know I like to build them. What year is it? Danny Boyd needs a river to bathe in. There's T's Good Time Garage, the winner of our second annual Friday bracket. Hoping to be the first person to repeat winner in the bracket. Mr. Quick Wrench, do they have water there like a water hose in case we need it? They do have a water hose there on the building, yes. Dr. Go's going to study the Lambert's menu this weekend. Yeah, Indecisive. Go to throwedroll.com. And yes, that's throwed, not thrown. Throwedroll.com. I think that's what it is. It's Lambert's menu. You can read it there. Blake has good advice for shower shoes. Don't let Ricky borrow your foam slides. He'll give them back with athlete foot fungus, so I'll take your word for it. Lone Wrench highly recommends the pork chops. Levi's got some transpan gaskets. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you, D. I appreciate that. What are you looking for? What do you need for that core? I've been thinking about building a 727 and a 904 and then just to sell them, just to see if people want something built like that, and offering it, of course, to you guys first. Indecisive Garage is 401. We're past our time. Buff says everything at Lambert is good. We're past our time tonight, guys. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments of this video, because this is the last live before the 4th annual AHRA No Name Nationals. And I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible. So, let me know. If you have any questions, get them here. I'll do what I can. Online ticket sales have to close on Sunday because we got to get a spreadsheet together for the ticket booth. And with that, thank you, guys. I will see you in Sikeston. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend. I know you'll be thrashing, and I'll see you soon.